Okay, now the differences between containers and virtual machines. Basically, when we say virtualization, it's a technique of importing guest operating system on your host operating system on top of it. When I say host operating system, it's your machine. So whatever you have right now is your host because you are hosting an OS, and the guest is something which comes on your OS. It could be VM or it could be containers. All these are guest operating systems on top of your machine. But these are more preferred because here, if I go back and see this diagram, Docker will not create, though we have created our own OS here, all the resources which required for the OS will get from your host operating system only. Okay, but whereas here you need to initialize and submit all your operating system resources at the time of creating this VM. Now, for example, there is a 10 GB RAM in your machine. Okay, now if you want to create 3 virtual machines, you have to simply pass 3, allocate 3, 3, 3, total 9 GB RAM is how it's distributed into 3 virtual machines. And thereafter it will have its own system memory, it will have its own resources, and it will not have any connection with your host operating system. So that will lead to very performance issues because it's literally 3 plus 1 main host system. 4 computers, 4 operating systems are sitting on your computer. That's how this is treated. But here, if you have 9 GB RAM, and though if you have 6 containers, it will not allocate it in the beginning. Okay, first of all, containers will be ready, but nothing will be allocated. Let's say if you start AppD container, your host operating system will check how many containers are opened. If only 1 container is running, it will give total 9 GB allocation to this container only. And you see how fast it is. It will be like your local machine only. But whereas here, when you create 3 virtual machines, no matter if they are up and running, you should initially only you have to allocate half of your RAM to those machines. If there are 3, if there are 9 GB RAM, 3 should be allocated, no matter tests are running or not. But here, if tests are not running, all that GB will be given back to its host operating system. And let's say if 2 containers are running, it can allocate 4.5 and 4.5 to them. Okay, if it's only 1 running, it will allocate total whole 9 GB RAM. So basically, containers still rely on its host operating system memory only. But here in VM machines, it will create its own memory inside guest operating system. So all the resources to have an operating system up and running will be created on its own in the virtual machines, whereas in containers it will still access it from host operating system only. Because of this, there is lot of performance improvement by using containers instead of virtual machines. Okay, you can see that because it's more efficient, because even there is, when I say there is no guest operating system resources here, and utilizes host operating system, share relevant libraries and resources, all that you will get from your main operating system. You will just have a Windows opened in your container, but for that Windows to run, you need physical memory and RAM, ROM. So there are some hardware components, softwares you need for operating system to be up and running. But all those components and resources will be shared from your host operating system only in containers. But whereas in virtual machines, all this should be allocated while creating it. Okay, how these are allocated? It will divide. If a host operating have 10 GB, it will divide its memory and it's shared to the VM. Because of that, you will see slowness in response when you work with VMs. Okay, that's why you won't see that problem with containerization stuff. As usual, they are lighter weight and faster because they are sharing relevant libraries and resources, unlike virtual machines. Okay, and that's why they are faster startup with better performance, less isolation, greater compatibility, because they are sharing host kernel. Okay, they are all sharing host resources. That's the reason, and you can just see one of the diagram in Google and try to understand how it shares the host operating system. Okay, so just remember that when we say we are sharing host operating system, still all the resources and memory allocations are done by the main host operating system only in containers. It's just a mimic of your OS will be created, but whole control will be given from your main thing. But whereas in VMs, there is no connection. Once you create guest operating system, it will have everything, all the resources. It's like a new OS, and it have no connection with your main operating system. And that's the difference between container and VM. Okay, so there is one more concept called Docker Hub. Basically, when you build an image with all your dependencies and all softwares to run in containers, you can deploy this image into your Docker Hub. If you are aware of Maven, you will have a Maven repository, right? Where you create a jar and deploy it in Maven repository. So anyone can download those Maven dependencies again by just using the spom.xml artifact ID, group ID dependency. They can just pull from Maven repository, right? Similarly, you have Docker Hub, or you can say like it's like GitHub, where you can post your images into your Docker Hub repository. Now, for example, you are working with client, and client has requirement to test the software in specific browser, specific Java version, specific Selenium version, because his application is working only with that versions. So what he does, he will go and create an image with all those softwares, and he will just push it into the Docker Hub. Now, in your own machine, you create container, okay, and then download that image which client has pushed in Docker Hub by going into Docker Hub, and you can use some commands to pull that image which client has created, and you can simply deploy it in your own container and start running your test cases. How simple it is. Whole software you are deploying as an image from somewhere where client has deployed in Docker Hub. You can simply pull it into your local machine, start the container using Docker software, and deploy your image into container and execute your test cases in that environment. Okay, so by this you can avoid a statement saying that, hey, it's running in my machine, I'm not sure why it's not running in your machine. Okay, with the help of Docker, you will have a fresh operating system, right? Without any dependencies. Simply get the dependencies and see if it's running or not. Okay, that's about Docker Hub. You will straight away see that from our next lectures. All right, so that's the pretty much introduction about Docker. And with this introduction, let's begin and start building our commands and try to do and implement all this practically from our next lecture and build containers, images with the help of Docker software. Okay, thank you guys.